Welcome to my drawing journey from day 1 to day 30. I was inspired by PewDiePie's progress in drawing and I thought I could do it at some point too. My goal is to create decent anime art style drawings and be a not too bad artist. Basically, I want to learn art, strictly in cute anime style, because I am a huge weeb. For context, while uploading this I am in my early 20s. I have consumed a lot of anime media and my siblings are anime artists, illustrators. So, ever since I was a child, I saw a lot of anime art style and so, my eye knows if the anime drawing has something off or if it's good, but I can't really pinpoint what it is though, just knew something was off. Also watching them work made me peek through the process but I did not commit until now so I guess that is a head start. I used to draw when I was around in kindergarten but stopped because I was not immediately good at it. Because of PewDiePie, I figured I need to put in the effort in order to be good. But the advice that my brother told me was ingrained in my head, which was, be consistent and disciplined. Draw even if you're unmotivated, tired, or bored, just keep drawing and eventually you'll see how good you'll be. To make my plan achievable, I strictly made a rule for myself. First is, strictly sketches or line art and do not fully commit to coloring yet. Second, draw every day, no exceptions, no matter how many seconds or hours it took. Third, while at work, try to draw on idle hours and do not get caught by your boss. Fourth, strictly no tracing, no exceptions. Before we start, a disclaimer, drawings with the letter Y have been drawn using references while drawings with the letter N have been drawn from my mind. On day 1, I actually think this is day 0 because I did this with no reference and all from imagination, then I took a really long break because I did not take it seriously at the time. As you can see, these are sketches from a pen and it is very messy and bad. I tried to draw Mahiru from The Angel Next Door and Mokoko from Hololive. On day 2 to 7, I was focusing mainly on the head and the face. Also, I was not confident with myself and it projected itself to my sketches. My drawings during these days were small and full of unconfident lines, which is totally okay when learning how to draw. Most of my drawings became chibi style since drawing them made me relax. I learned that having a comfort drawing is really helpful. For instance, sketching about drawing will make me feel bad. So, I drew the chibi or the comfort drawing to make myself feel better and it is really helpful. It is a coping mechanism of some sort. In addition, writing or drawing what you feel at the time is really helpful for venting. As you can see, my doodles sometimes have the word bad or some random dialogues which act as a diary that helped me in my journey in the future. Day 7 and 8. This is the part where I was getting confident with my doodles on heads and faces. I wanted to feel a breath of fresh air so I tried full body anatomy, which I did badly at. Drawing. Hard. On day 9, this is where I noticed that drawing with reference makes your art really good. However, these drawings were drawn exactly like the references, which I cannot really claim for myself. It's more accurate to say I drew them using observation. Hopefully it's okay since I only did it for learning or making myself familiar with lines. However, my last drawing on day 9 turned out to be really good. It was nothing close to the reference, but it was the first sketch I really liked and I'm really proud of it. Even though it has a little too wide of a head, but it's okay, we were only on day 9 after all. I tried borrowing the digital tablet and tried out digital painting, but it turns out it's really hard even though it's still technically drawing. On day 10, I tried replicating my art from day 9, but I failed miserably and created an anime version of a Phillips screw bolt. Because she was really wide. In the next drawing, I drew Hatsune Miku from Walmart with cat ears with a baguette. The face on this drawing from what I remember was drawn from a different reference and the body is from Hatsune Miku reference. I also tried drawing the meme that time was Madison Beer singing on a stage with a shouting fan. Though it was drawn from a reference, since when I tried drawing it from the real picture, it turned out really bad. I tried digital painting again and just drew some random scribbles from Clip Studio Paint. They all have loose clothes because it's cute and I don't have to worry about muscle anatomy. I know, it's cheating. Day 11. I tried to draw Suzerain, she turned cute but still it's bad. This embarrassed girl and the hand-holding sketch is also drawn from reference. I forgot where I got it from, but it's from a manga panel I found. while the little cute girls are referenced from an artist on Twitter. On the last panel, I tried to draw my day 9 drawing but failed miserably. It turned out to be a new different drawing and it's crying for some reason. It reminds me of the anime called Clanad. Maybe because of the eyes, drawing digitally again, I was really tired from work that time, so I only did a few things, random shapes and what I felt at the time. Drawing became some sort of a diary over time. On day 12, I drew a lot of these anime girls with references from great artists on Twitter. This started my addiction to references, because having a reference makes your drawing really good in my experience. As you can see, they are one-to-one to the reference, and I feel like this is okay as long as it is not traced and you do not claim the drawing and publish it as your own. Day 13 to 14, I continued referencing good artists I found on Twitter and got really tired of doing so. I figured out that I need to get good without totally referencing them one-to-one, and I was only getting good at copying others, not totally learning how to properly draw. On day 15, I borrowed another graphic tablet from my sister, which was a screen tablet. It felt so much better than the no-screen tablet, and I had so much fun drawing in there. I also drew sketches in my traditional paper pad, but the majority are drawn from the digital pad. Of course, most of them are drawn from references. Day 16, I drew again from references, with one-to-one drawing from observation, but it was still messy compared to them. I tried drawing a full body using shapes, but it was so hard, so I went and referenced artists again because it made me feel better about how bad I am at drawing with no reference. Day 17, random scribble of Holo the Wise Wolf in different directions. Messy and bad, I know. My random scribble even called me out and said I was bad at drawing. Day 18, I tried referencing a messy drawing. Maybe it will resemble my sketch, but it still doesn't. I was still bad even if I added color. This is the point where I was trying out color because sketching alone with black and white color is not fun to me. I was getting bored of it. I also drew a maid with reference and changed their posture after drawing it. It was fun experimenting with a referenced image. I referenced an AI image and it turned out okay. I really liked drawing maid outfits and the frills. I felt confident and changed the hand posture, which was bold of me, but it turned out great anyway. I did it the same to another reference, a new maid with different expressions. I was satisfied with these since it was not one-to-one reference anymore. Maybe 0.25 to 1 reference. Lastly, I drew from reference a naked character and it was fun to do. I sent it to my friends and they laughed at me saying I should draw more naked characters. Overall, day 18 is a very fun practice for me, even though I just randomly drew characters and did not follow any methodological process or something. Day 19, I drew sketches at work and they were drawn without reference. I was surprised since it turned out okay and not bad. Even though I am hiding their hands because I cannot draw hands and fingers yet without reference. Went home and drew a chibi character from reference because I had not drawn some for a long time. I drew the maid again from memory and I was surprised it turned out okay again. Maybe I am improving. My last drawing for day 19 was a bunch of cubes in different positions and perspectives to make it better for me to understand angles of the head when drawn from different points of view. I reduced the opacity because it was around 4 layers of just drawing cubes and heads inside the cubes. Day 20, I practiced head perspectives again at work and at home. It was so bad I was ready to cry at that point since I was only realizing I was only good at drawing when referenced. I thought maybe that I need to make it bigger to make it visible and at least better. It did look much more clearly, but it doesn't mean it was good. Again, I drew from reference, but instead of copying it one-to-one, I drew first the pose using boxes and used that as a reference, occasionally looking at the reference art to correct my drawing. Turns out it was okay. I found out that I was only good at drawing with reference. Real-life reference or anime, I was only good at drawing from reference, but I hope I can draw from imagination soon. Day 21, I still drew some cubes and the perspective of the head. Most of it was bad and I was really frustrated during this time. So I watched this channel called Annie Sketch Club on YouTube and it was a lifesaver. I get to see how to draw faces, bodies and everything from shapes to anime style. I learned a lot from this YouTube channel. It was a random good choice I made. Drew some on the digital pad again with no reference. It turned out flat and bad. Well, of course it will, because it was one of my first serious drawings without reference. Then I drew again from reference to make myself feel better. I even drew 2 cute chibi characters with reference, but the last chibi character was drawn without reference. It turned out okay, so it was a productive day. Day 22, tried drawing cubes and head perspective again. It was bad again, but at least I tried. Drew some hands and combined them, and everything was now bad. The Day 22 sketchpad page was ruined because of bad drawings. Still, even if it's bad, I tried drawing perspective again, but in half body. Turns out, a few of them look okay, but the body is bad. To make myself feel better, I drew some chibi cute anime characters. Back to the digital pad, I had a cool idea of a character that does boxing and has the power to turn her hair to hands. Long before I started drawing, I had thought of this character before, and now I had the bare minimum skills to at least draw her. I searched for a referenced pose from the internet because I know it will be really bad if I draw from imagination. It went okay. On day 22, I tried drawing one of my first references in the first few days of trying to learn how to draw. Somehow I think the no reference is better than the one I drew with reference. How did that happen? I noticed that I still have time to draw before going to sleep, and drew a really bad sketch of an art I found on Twitter. Day 23, drew again with reference, of course. I figured all I drew was front-facing and rarely from the back. So I tried drawing from the back with reference, and it turned out okay. I thought of Tomoko, and I wanted to draw a cute anime girl with eye bags with the loser vibes on her, and I drew this. I still draw from reference, but I try to gradually not draw one-to-one and instead try to make my drawing unique. I made a meme out of this and it went viral. It was my debut as an artist in social media, I guess. Day 24, I was not feeling it in the office and still drew some, even if I was super bummed out, just random head sketches. At home though, I drew digitally and thought of the cat meme and decided to draw it with my original character. I also started to draw a big project during day 24, and I will show it to you on day 25. Day 25, I drew Yang Yang from Wuthering Waves because her design is so cool, and I drew her. It took me 2 days from 24 to 25 to finish it. It is really rough, but I was proud of it. Also, someone commissioned me to draw a blue-haired anime girl, and I drew this. He said it was cute. Day 26, I drew random cute stuff I thought of at work, just random doodles for practice. Then, I was commissioned, rather a request by another person, and he wanted me to draw his OC. The OC has brown hair and does not know how to eat like a human. This is what I came up with as a draft. Day 27, I just drew random faces again in the office when I was idle, and at home I finished up the art request. This is what I ended up with. I even experimented with shadows and lighting, but I was pretty bad at it and just randomly sprayed light and dark paint. Day 28, again just random faces. This is just my daily doodle practice, and my sketchpad is close to filling up. At home though, I wanted to draw Little John's aunt from the meme galvanized steel frame, and I wanted it to be really good, and this was just the draft of it. I really wanted to experiment on perspective, and I hope I will do okay this time. Day 29, random doodles again, but instead this time I wanted to draw my co-worker, who I found really cute in her white shirt and high-rise jeans. I really wanted to show it to her, but she might find it weird since I was just a new hire. Also, I decided to improve the art of Little John's aunt to make it more natural and instead make her carry a plastic bag of screws. On day 30, I finished the aunt project and put some color and lighting on the art piece. I made 2 versions for the project, but the version 1 is not good since the perspective is off. Somehow, the doors and the walls does not match the aunt. While on version 2, I tried to keep in mind the perspective of the background, and it turned out okay. It was like an after-work wife meeting with his husband in sunset. I find this piece really nice. It took me 3 days to finish all of these. This concludes my 30-ish days of trying to draw. It was a fun project, and I will still continue doing it and play for the long game. My siblings told me that my progress has been pretty above average, but after 30 days, I found out that I am bad at shadow and lighting, and I have no idea how to start that at all. Also, I did not spend 10 minutes a day and spent hours per day when drawing. I'd bet that I did 2 to 3 hours of drawing per day. I learned that if people give in the effort, they would be rewarded so long as they are consistent. That's all, see you.
I fear not the man who has drawn 10,000 things once, but I fear the man who has drawn an anime girl 10,000 times.